Shall I start? है मेरे वतन के लोगों, जरा आंख में भर लो पानी। जो शहीद हुए हैं उनकी जरा याद करो कुर्बानी। As we know, today's theme is Operation Vijay, Tales of Valor. So today we are remembering the valor of our heroes who tramped their way to historical victory. Those who were born in 90s or before may have some memories of Kargil War. I too have a memory. In 1999, I was in fourth grade. My school was in Noida Sector 37, and one morning, after a morning assembly, our teachers asked us to stand in a queue and gave us a flower. I have a vivid memory that all the students were standing in a queue and they had white flowers in their hand. Then we marched for 300 meters and reached the residence of Martyr Captain Vijay Thapar. I saw an army truck that had multiple black color coffins draped with Indian tricolor flag. Captain Vijay Thapar, a brave Indian soldier who sacrificed his life in Kargil War, was laid to rest in one of the many coffins. The body of the Captain Vijay Thapar was handed over by the Indian Army to the family. The crowd was too large for him to see his final journey. I was among those students who got a chance to offer flowers to Martyr Vijay Thapar, who sacrificed his life in the Kargil War. That is my memory of Kargil. Hope you must have also one. Now let's move on our club's mission and the SAA guidelines. Try sharing it again. Sorry, I wanted to show you Martyr Captain Vijay Thapar, but my screen was froze that time. So he's the brave Indian soldier whom I got opportunity to, or I'd say I got a chance to offer flowers in my childhood. Now, our club's mission. Our club's mission is to provide a conducive, supportive, and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Then, general directions for online sessions. Ensure that you are logged in with your correct name. It will help us to identify you easily. All speakers, role takers are requested to add the name of their role next to their name. All the guests are requested to prefix guest before their name. It can be done by clicking the participants tab to rename yourself. Know when your camera is on and avoid doing any activity that may distract the speaker. Guidelines for online sessions. Please mute your microphone except when it's your turn to speak to avoid background noises from interrupting the meeting. Please unmute your microphone and start your video when the Toastmaster of the day or the table topic master asks you to do so. Let the host and co-host handle all the controls. Now, SAA guidelines. Refrain from speaking about religion, sex, and politics in a derogatory manner. Avoid interjecting the speaker when he or she is delivering a speech, evaluation, or report. Avoid conversations in chat publicly when someone is speaking, as it may distract the speaker. Please raise your hand to volunteer during table topics session to speak. Look out for the green, yellow, and red colored cards on the screen. They will be displayed by the timer at the appropriate times. At the end of every segment, please cast your ballot when the host displays the polls on the screen. Now, I had the honor of asking someone who is the acting president of today's Toastmaster Club of Lucknow. I thought Jatin you will be the president, but Vaishnavi, you are the president, right?
Archita is the presiding officer. She is the Vice President Education. She's the presiding officer for today's meeting.
Okay. So please get your hands together to welcome today's presiding officer, Toastmaster Archita. Toastmaster Archita, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Avanish, for calling me on the stage. Due to some network issues, I'm not able to open my camera right now. So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Welcome to the 156th meeting of Toastmasters Club of Lucknow. It is always a pleasure to see so many eager faces who are ready to take part in our meetings. And I'm grateful for each and everybody of you present here for taking the roles. And I I can't see any guests today present in our meeting. So, without further ado, let me call. Let's move further and call our toast master of the day. So, our toastmaster of the day is is a seasoned toastmaster, I can say, and she has been a part of Toastmasters since 4 years now. And in her intro, I can say that she is a BTech graduate, and she also teaches English in the morning and teaches Kathak in the evening. And her other hobbies include watching movies, Sudoku, writing short stories, and listening to storytelling podcasts. And she has served as so many leadership roles like Vice President Education, President, Area Director as well. And she joined us a few months back. So let's welcome Toast Master of the Day, Vaishnavi Tarikonda, on the stage with a huge round of applause. So Vaishnavi, over to you.
Thank you so much, Madam Presiding Officer. It's always an honor to be here. Dear fellow Toastmasters, yesterday was 26th of July. Every year, this day commemorates India's resounding victory over Pakistan in the war called Kargil War of 1999. Before starting, can I know if anybody among you, especially the ones who were born before the Kargil War, do you have any memories, any idea, like what was it like when you were a part, when you were there, looking at the war as a third person? Anybody in the room who would like to share something regarding this?
Actually,
I
born
can
in the
only
same year. Don't have any memory.
All right.
I can only remember that time then Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Musharraf, there was talking going on between both of them, and suddenly war happened, and Musharraf had to cancel the meeting, which was about to happen in Agra.
Yes. So let me give you a quick brief about this war that I'm talking about. And before I begin, I'm not going to talk about the heroes that you have heard about, the stories that you have already heard. I'm going to talk about a narrative that is not discussed in the mainstream media. I'm going to give you insights that you might have not heard of. So let us start with how did it begin. There is something called a line of control in the Pakistan occupied Kashmir that is like the Lakshman Rekha between India and Pakistan in simple terms. So the Lakshman Rekha is that line that would guard a place from the other place. So this side of line of control is controlled by India and that side is controlled by Pakistan. Usually the posts on this side are guarded by the Indian army, and the same happens with Pakistani army on the other part. There was a pact, an understanding between India and Pakistan many years ago that in the time of extreme winters, both the nations would leave the post and go back to the closest military bases because the living conditions were not very good. There was snow everywhere and temperature would go down to -40. So it was not humanly possible for someone to be there and guard the post. This was an understanding made by both the nations, and we also had an understanding that we will not cross the line of control and occupy your post, whereas you should also agree this statement. This was something that has been going on for many and many years. In the year 1999, in the month of February, there was a friendly understanding between both the nations, where a bus service was supposed to commence from Delhi to Lahore. Regarding this, our Prime Minister back then, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, was invited to Lahore. Everything seemed so nice. There was a ray of hope there was a ray of hope that indicated friendship between India and Pakistan. But little did we know that when all of this was happening, there was something very big that was being planned. After this discussion, in the month of early March, a few shepherds who were grazing their cattle near the line of control, they have seen some people going to the disputed area where nobody is supposed to go. Strangely, those people who were going there were carrying lots of ammunitions, guns, etc., etc., and they were walking towards the disputed area. These shepherds, Kashmiri shepherds, were extremely loyal to the Indian army. That was when these people came to us and they told the Indian army that we have seen some people marching towards the areas uh, that are usually under the Indian army. This gave them an idea that they were not dressed in army uniforms. They were simply wearing clothes like Kashmiri locals. So the first thought was they could be Kashmiri militants, somebody who are who are just there to spread terrorism. And that was something that tipped the Indian army, and this was going to lead to a major war. Now, before I talk about this, I'm talking about this is an incident that happened 15 to 16,000 feet above the normal sea level, which is really high for humans to survive. This was happening back there. So once the Indian army got a tip, it was the primary duty of army to send a patrolling team so that we can get an idea of about the militants. We just wanted a clear picture. Now, what exactly happened that pushed the nation into the war? This will be discussed after I introduce the general evaluator of today. Before that, let me tell you that this meeting is going to happen in three parts. The first part is going to be the prepared speeches. Second part is going to be the table topics or the impromptu speech segment, where all of you are going to have a lot of fun, and the entire meeting is going to be evaluated by general evaluator and his amazing team. Now, let me quickly call upon the general evaluator, Toastmaster Anurag, to introduce himself and his staff.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. What an amazing table theme this is, because army and security are very important, integral part of our life. And to listen about it, I have been listening about it from my childhood. That from my grandfather is also a veteran, so listening about this is a quite a story in itself. Now let me go back to my work. As a team, we all can do everything. So every Toastmasters meeting, in the third section we have a general evaluation segment, and in that segment I have a team to evaluate everything. Starting off with timer of the day. Today's timer of the day is Toastmaster Manvi, who is biotechnologist, who was biotechnologist. Now she is psychologist. So quite a turnaround. She's quite a humble person and she's always there to help you, surprise you. So please welcome Toastmaster Manvi for the role of timer.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest present here. I, being the timer of the meeting, will be noting all the speakers, role players, and evaluators' timing. And I'll be responsible to keep you all in time by showing the cards. So for the speakers, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. I'll show the virtual background. So please, if the timer is not spotlighted, I'll request the speakers to please pin me so you don't miss the cards. The green card will be shown at 5 minutes for the speakers. At 6 minutes, the yellow card will be shown, and at 7 minutes, the red card will be shown. Coming to the table topic session, we have 1 to 2 minutes. The green card will be shown at 1 minute. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the yellow will be shown, and at 2 minutes, the red card will be shown. Coming to the evaluators, the time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, green will be shown. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, yellow card will be shown, and at 3 minutes, the red card will be shown. Aside of the cards, I'll request you to please note during these speeches, we have grace period of 30 seconds on both the sides. That means any speaker who speaks for 4 minutes 30 seconds till 7 minutes 30 seconds is qualified. During table topics, the grace period is only on the above side. That means any speaker who speaks for 1 minute till 2 minutes 30 seconds is qualified. And for the evaluators, again, we have grace period of 30 seconds on either side. That means any evaluator who speaks for 1 minute 30 seconds till 3 minutes 30 seconds is qualified. So I'll request everyone to please be in time and enjoy the meeting. That was all from my side. Being the timer of the meeting, I'll share my report whenever the general evaluator calls upon. General evaluator, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi. That was quite a clear and crisp introduction. Now let me go towards our counter for the day. For the R counter, please welcome Toastmaster Dev Parashar. He will be explaining his role and what will be his evaluation all about.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Anurag. It is often said that if you take care of the small things, the big things will take care of themselves. To our speaker, filler words can be the smallest things, so small in fact that they tend to go unnoticed. Yet that does not take away the fact that they dilute the impact your speeches create. It's therefore vital to work on eliminating them. As the accountant for today, my role is to help you do just that. I will keep track of filler words such as like, etc., used by the speaker and present this report towards the end so that you know the smallest thing you need to work on. Thank you, and over to you, our General Evaluator Toastmaster Anurag.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dev. Now let us move towards our next role player, who is grammarian for the day. And today's grammarian for the day is our friendly neighborhood Toastmasters from Noida, our past president, Toastmaster Jatin, who is kind of trying to find stability in his life, which we all want to. So please welcome Toastmaster Jatin. Toastmaster Jatin, are you there?
Myself, Jatin, being
Yeah.
grammarian today, will note good and bad usage of what you say in this meeting. Now that is how, if you speak out using the language that is the medium of communication in today's meeting, not only it does create a funny humorous sequence, which is good if you want to create humor, but it actually spoils the message that you're trying to convey. So I, Jatin, being the grammarian in today's meeting, would be noting down the good and not so good usages of English language, which is a medium of communication in today's meeting, so that we can improve our command over this language, so that we have another operation, Vijay, over this particular over the language itself. And when towards the end of the meeting, when I'm called upon, I'll present this report with those usage with suggestions on how to improve upon it. Along with providing the good and not so good usages, my job is also to help us improve the vocabulary that we have of English. And for that, I'm supposed to share a word and a phrase of the day. The word of the day for today is inception, which is a noun, which means the beginning of something, such as an undertaking or a commencement, or basically origin. For example, the icebreaker is an inception of Toastmasters' journey. Another example would be, since their inception, Indian armed forces have been critical in their endeavor for peace. And our phrase of the day is grit one's teeth. The meaning of which is to act bravely and courageously in a challenging situation. For example, new members grit their teeth to overcome the fear of public speaking and deliver their icebreakers, as they're going to do today. Or another one, armed forces grit their teeth to overcome enemy forces in the war. I would be pasting the word and phrase of the day in the chat, and I would request all speakers who come on this virtual dais to use the word and phrase of the day plenty. And in order to encourage them to do so, I request all the audience members to show a thumbs up if your videos turn on, or just use the thumbs up emoji to encourage the audience members to do so. I'll keeping a count of who the speakers who use use the word and phrase of the day, and mention that in the report. Thanks. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jatin. Can you please mention those words and phrase in the chat as well? That will be quite helpful. Now let us move towards last but not the least role player, which is listener for the day, and which is none other than our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Avnish.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guest. Being a good listener is an inception for good speaker. As the listener, I will note interesting tidbits of information from any of the speakers and ask questions near the end of the meeting to see if everyone was paying attention. So yes, that's all. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Avnish. With all these role players, I will also present my report at the end of the meeting. Back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So I was talking about the disregard of de facto border where enemies entered our part of the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, and they were over there, and shepherds tipped the Indian army. So the nearest unit of Indian army was tipped, and it was the duty of the commanding officer to send a team, a patrolling team, to inspect the area and understand the situation. So back then, they just assumed that it was a handful of militants, 5 or 6 militants who are just there to create some ruckus in this side. But little did they know about the threat that was lurking on the nation. So as they underestimated the enemy, they sent a newly commissioned lieutenant named Lieutenant Saurabh Kalia with a team of 5 soldiers towards the place where the conflict was reported. But days passed by and nobody heard from Lieutenant Saurabh Kalia for quite a few days. They tried connecting with him on satellite phones. Nothing was working. And that was when another patrolling team was sent to search and rescue the previous patrolling team. That was when they found the dead bodies of these 5 soldiers, which were there for quite a few days. Once they were brought back to our nation, post-mortem was conducted, and that revealed disturbing facts that did not let people in the army sleep for days, facts that broke every heart who have read the post-mortem report. Lieutenant Saurabh Kalia, who was barely in his early 20s, was tortured to death in the worst way possible. His teeth were broken off, all of his bones were broken, his tongue was cut down. There were many disturbing things that were done to him, and this gave a clear idea that it is not just a handful militants who were creating ruckus, it was a lot more than that. Now, all of you must have heard this, and then you must have heard the stories of heroes like Captain Vikram Batra, Captain Manoj Pandey, etc. But do you all know that it was not just the army because of which we won the war? There were other forces along with army which helped us. So I will be talking about the backbone of Operation Vijay in as soon as we finish the first segment. So now let us pause the story for a while and commence our first segment, that is the prepared speech segment. Now, before we call upon the first speaker, I would like to invite first evaluator of Toastmaster Delhi, that is Toastmaster Suraj, to introduce his speaker, read out the project and the objectives, and eventually introduce the speaker. So Toastmaster Suraj, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster, and very mesmerizing evening to all fellow Toastmasters. Now, I would like to request someone on the stage who is going to deliver his first icebreaker speech. And he is from Raebareli, UP, an electrical engineer and having the experience of over 19 years. He has keen interest in the stock market and teaching physics and math, as well as he wants to enhance his public speaking skills. So, Dilip Kumar Verma, patience is road to wisdom. Patience is road to wisdom. Dilip Kumar Verma. Stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Are you able to hear me properly? Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, my icebreaker speech topic is patience is the road to wisdom. Today is my inception of my journey of Toastmaster, and I'll grit my teeth to overcome my fear of public speaking and try to communicate better. Today marks the true beginning of my journey of joining big family of Toastmasters. That is all you people. And I am Dilip Verma. I hail from Raebareli, Uttar Pradesh. I have a small family consisting of mother, father, son, and wife. My mother is a homemaker. My father is a retired engineer. My son is in high school. My wife is an entrepreneur. I am an engineer by profession and a passionate learner. I have my bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from GBPEC Uttaranchal. I have my master's degree in power electronics from IIT Delhi. I have over 19 years of experience working in MNCs like GM, John Deere, and Indian OEM WEM Technologies Private Limited. My professional experience includes designing and developing motors, chargers, those are like power electronic converters, and control systems, something which you have seen in your automatic washing machine. There is a proverb: patience is the key. All things are difficult before they become easy. Let me share my stock market learning experience. When I started earning, I read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I developed a desire to achieve financial success. The first step was to open a demat account, and I started trading based on the TV channel advices and advices from others as well. But I lost money. So that day I found that okay, some more advice came. Then it came like, why don't you invest in mutual funds? Those are more safe. Then I started investing in tax saving mutual funds, and for that also I incurred losses. And the reason was there was a recession going on in the market. Then I tried to took control on this situation, and I started learning technical analysis so that I can predict what is going to happen in market beforehand. However, I should say that I found it very time consuming, but I was impatient. I started hands-on on day trading, but I found it was very risky. One should not try it until unless they have a good experience. Then I switched my strategy from short term to medium term and long term. One day I lost around 50% of my stock value in one of the stock. And the reason was that stock was hitting lower circuit for continuously many days. That day I learned that we should have stop loss at the right time and we should avoid greed. Then I understand, after understanding these things, I started learning fundamental analysis. And you know that the fundamental analysis is a key learning from Warren Buffett. I still prefer the same analysis for valuation of stocks and bonds. There is a saying that software gives you respect, but hardware gives you power. Let me share my small story of participating in a hardware contest. There was a hardware contest going on, and the objective was to showcase the object avoidance and part tracking. Our team was developed algorithm and calibrations for a toy car, and later we developed, after so many iterations, we showcased the part tracking as well as object avoidance. After that, we showcased the same project to all of them, and we released that success. So to summarize this session, we can learn anything. The key is patience. And for a successful embedded project, both good software and hardware are required. This is me, a family man who loves investing and an engineer. Thanks to everyone. Over to you, evaluator Toastmaster Suraj Kumar. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the speech. Wonderful speech. Now back to Toastmaster Vijay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dilip. As this is your icebreaker, I would request all of you to unmute and give a round of applause for his debut in the journey of public speaking.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, let me, before I invite the second speaker, I would like to invite the evaluator of our second speaker, Toastmaster Sunil. Toastmaster Sunil would lay down the project objectives of Toastmaster Arvinda. Toastmaster Sunil, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Hello? Who is speaking?
Please continue.
Yeah. So, my target speaker is Arvinda Kumar Sethi. Today he is going to complete his project number 1, level 1 of presentation mastery. It is an icebreaker speech, and the purpose of the speech is to introduce himself with a basic speech. And I think he will grit his teeth to achieve his aim. Best of luck, Arvinda. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Hi. Good afternoon, friends. All the Toastmasters of Lucknow. Am I audible? Am I audible? Yes. Okay. Fine. Then the topic is navigating life, my path and purpose. And I am welcoming to all the Toastmasters of Lucknow and myself, Dr. Arvind Kumar Sethi. I am a senior veterinary doctor in the post of Deputy Director in Government of Odisha. And I am having one son. He's after completing the 10th, 12th, is preparing for entrance, and my spouse is also a government servant. He is mistress in the government of Odisha, and I am having 5 brothers. They are different doing service in different places. So the purpose of my life is I have shared will share my 3 stories in my journey. So when I have in the place of posting, I am going in the bus. So at that time, the bus was very much in the rainy day. The bus was immediately we are in the sleeping mode. The bus has immediately accident was happened at the Andhra Pradesh from Odisha crossed to Andhra Pradesh, and at the Vijayanagaram, the bus has collided. I don't know what happened that night, but after some time, I have seen that I am in the hospital, in the district headquarter hospital in the Andhra Pradesh. So at that time, the treatment goes on, and I have my relatives come to me and see that I am in the hospital. And how they know, I don't know who told him, I don't know, but they are in my place of hospital. So at that time, I mm, go on scanning and see that my body is injured, and after that, they get me in the house, and I have taken the leave and treatment going on. After that, some 1 month I have recovered. Then I I am having that journey of bus, because when I am seeing the bus, it is looking to my mind that there is a accident. But because of it is a bus communication is preferable to me from my job new job place to my uh, as resident. So I have always preferring one day and day after day I have preferred again bus, because I have tuned my mind that everybody is going in the bus, so I will be in the communication of journey. So I have preferred the again. I'm going in the bus. No problem is there. So you can be tune your mind so that you can again adapt that situation. And another story I want to share, when in my school journey, at that time the competition was there in the Soko competition. Everybody taken the target that everybody will remember the Gita Soko and tell in the test. So I have also prepared myself, and I have remembered so much of guitar focus, and minimum it is around 15, 12 and 15 focus very well. But when the stage was come, and everybody has given their Soko, and when my time comes, I have afraid and I have thrilled to take the situations. So at the last time, at last, I have forgotten everything. So I have my sweating comes in my body. So I have escaped from that so-called. After completion of that stage shows and everything is finished. After that, I regret why I have not taken that challenges. If I have taken that challenge, I may not be really successful, but I can be resilient and I am be strong. So after that, I take my journey so that I will be go on the speech and whatever be the cost of it. So I prepared myself, and so I have also doing daily my exercise. I have here the in the Toastmaster journey. So every greet their tips by challenging yourself, taking the challenges in our life. And another third story is that when I have in my original place of posting at 2007 to 2022, and at that time I have got that transfer letter from the government of Odisha, and I have challenges that when I was posted in the new place of posting, that is also a very big challenge because I am here in new place. There is no one supporting to me, and I have to challenge there because that is a potential area, and I am alone cannot be tackle that situation, and so much of living animals will be treated by me, and another extension jobs are there also. So that is also a challenging to me. So my colleagues are told that you cannot take that challenges because you are in the some very small places and you are going to take the coastal district area and you are in the new place of posting. So I am also afraid. I put pressure not to relieve me from my new join there in the new place of posting. And at that time, I have put pressure by district administration and local MLS. So they have also written that you will not join in your place of posting, new place of posting. And at, at a fine day, I have to join there, and my boss has relieved me. And after going to the new place, at that place, I am new and I am remaining on the in a quarter day alone. So it is a very challenges, tough situation for me, and I am stabled my mind and slowly I have get the challenges and work hard mindfully. I am given taken that challenges and slowly I progress in my journey and I work hard by challenging, taking the target, whatever given to me. I have all the target I finished 99%. So my boss has recommended me in the Ministry of my government. So from the government, that recommendation taken off, and in my felicitation day, that is the World Veterinary Day, felicitated in my state level function. At that time, I have been awarded as the best veterinary doctor in my state. So it is when you will take the challenges and it will be a growth to your life. So I have taken the challenges and grow it and become a best veterinary doctor. Another thing is I am in the club of readers club that you may know that Dr. Manjunath is a best coach and trainer and mind performance coach. So at in the function day before second or third day, that is the 23. Just now I have awarded as a Star Diamond Award and a Speed Draw. So it is my life journey has taken many things and another many challenges I have taken, and now I'm here because I am a successful man in my field. So the two most important days in life are the day you born and the day you discover the reason why we born. So Mark Twain has told this story. And so find your purpose, live it fully. And the purpose fuels the journey of your life. The purpose you know, then so your journey will be much more better. So, and we are in the five brothers because they are in different places and servicing, and my parents are no more with us, and we are in the some different places. We are staying differently, and I am also with my now. I am in my residence. There before yesterday I came here and with my family now and I am also doing in different area, and my wife also is doing in a different area. We are sometime Sunday or Saturday we are meeting each other. So it is my total life journey. So thank you to all. Thank you all the Lucknow Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Arvinda. Now that you have commenced your journey to be successful in the field of public speaking, let us encourage you by giving you a huge round of applause. I request all of you to unmute the speaker, to unmute yourself and give a huge round of applause to the speaker who has just attempted the icebreaker.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you.
moving to the third speech. Before calling the third speaker, I would like to invite the third evaluator who will be laying down the project objectives and also introducing the third speaker, Toastmaster Harsh.
Yeah, I am here.
Yeah, Toastmaster Harsh, the stage is all yours.
Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. Today I will be playing the role of evaluator and I will evaluate the speech of my target speaker, Toastmaster Akshat. A little about Toastmaster Akshat. His name signifies purity and inviolability. Just as unbroken rice grains are a symbol of prosperity and blessings, Akshat brings his unique and unbroken perspective to our gathering. Apart from that, he is a seasoned technology manager and a tech enthusiast who hails from the vibrant city of Lucknow. His extensive experience in managing cutting edge technology projects and his unwavering passion for innovation makes him an invaluable addition to Toastmasters. Uh, the objective of his speech will be to introduce himself to the audience and be comfortable while delivering his speech. Apart from that, I would like to invite Toastmaster Akshat to deliver his Level 1, Project 1 under the pathway of presentation mastery. The title of his speech is Let's Break the Ice Together. Toastmaster Akshat, let's break the ice together. Toastmaster Akshat, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh, for giving such an insightful interpretation to my name. I am deeply glad that you introduced me so nicely to this wonderful audience. Let me just introduce myself. So I am Akshat Pandey, and I am a localite. I hail from the city of Lucknow. So I think that's a fair enough introduction. And I don't think I need to introduce any further. But I would still like to say that I was brought into the city of Lucknow by my parents who had middle class aspirations of living a good life. I did my schooling from City Montessori School. It's a very well-known school of Lucknow. And then I went on to do my BTech from BBD, which again is a local college. After that, I have been working in the industry, in the technology industry for almost 14 years. And then after working for almost 14 years, I decided that let's take a break from the corporate and let's pursue an MBA. So I ended up doing a 1-year MBA from IIM Lucknow. I got introduced to Toastmasters during my 1-year MBA, and one of my batchmates, Mudit Shukla, I think he's a seasoned Toastmaster and also known in Lucknow circles. So he told me that if you want to kind of reach the next level, you should get into Toastmasters. So that's about a brief trivia about me. Now, today we have been discussing about Kargil, right? And somehow I felt that there is so much of a range between the ages of people in this forum that it is important for me to classify it as to what age group I belong to. So instead of telling you my age, I would say that I am an early millennial. Some gentleman out here mentioned that he was in standard 4th when the Kargil war took place. I would like to say that I was in class 10th when the Kargil war broke. So obviously, I would like to add to the discussions on Kargil as and when that discussion takes place. But let me just move on to the next bit, which is basically why do we need to communicate? So I personally feel that as a social being, it's very, very important for all of us to start communicating. And it's not just about probably cracking an exam. It's not just about uh, doing a presentation, but as social beings, I think we should be communicating more effectively. Let me just quote an anecdote from my life. And this dates back to the time when I was also preparing for CAT just after my graduation. And you would know that group discussion and personal interviews is a thing that needs to be mastered. So I ended up joining a coaching institute in the heart of Lucknow in Hazratganj. And at that point in time, the very first topic that came up for discussion was pink pajamas floating on the Red Fort. I would repeat, pink pajamas floating on the Red Fort. Now, I was absolutely clueless as to what this topic means. And you would appreciate that people who are doing table topics, the abstractness of that topic could take you by surprise. So that was the case with me also. I could not interpret the topic, and I ended up speaking nothing during that group discussion. So I was talking to a friend who did well in that group discussion, and he said that you could have done any interpretation to the topic. And he said that for him, pink pajamas is nothing but women, and Red Fort is nothing but the Indian politics. So he said that you could interpret this as Indian women doing really well in Indian politics. Now, fast forward to 2024, right? We all have grown up as a society, we have evolved, and I would like to believe that many of you would not like to attribute the color pink to women because this is more or less a stereotyping. So as a society, we have actually evolved. So that's why it makes us even more imperative to actually do a lot of public speaking, because what was relevant 20, 25 years ago is not relevant today. Even the art of storytelling changes. I think Toastmaster Vaishnavi explained to us a lot about the Kargil War, and uh, someone also explained his observations about the war. Even I have been a witness to what all happened during that time, and I have been a history enthusiast. But to be able to explain this to a new audience, people who have been born after the Kargil War, it takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of interesting inputs and a good narrative. So that's why I feel that in to be able to tell a story to an audience, it's important that you continue to evolve. So that's why I feel that Toastmasters is a great platform to probably hone your skills. And more importantly, it's a good place to mix up with a great cohort. So I can see so many people out here, and all of them are phenomenal in the way they are delivering their speeches. And also at the same time, I feel that while the oral skills, which is about speaking, is greatly enhanced in such forums, I also feel that oral skills, which is about listening and making sense of what the speakers are saying, is equally important. So to hone these skills, I think this is a great platform. And more importantly, as you interact more and more with people out here, you would build a great rapport with them and also create a family. So I think it's a great platform. And again, I'd like to thank everyone out here to have allowed me to speak. And I look forward to an engaging stint with Toastmasters. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Akshat. Can we all unmute and give him a round of applause? I would request the tech master to release the polls for the best speaker. And in the meantime, I also kindly feel free to send your feedback to the speakers on their personal chat. Now, moving ahead, in the meantime, the polls will be released. I just narrated a part of the story of the Kargil War. I was born in the year 2002 when Kargil War was a history. So, is there anyone in the room who would like to tell me their narrative of the Kargil War? How did you perceive it when you were a witness to the whole thing? Just like Toastmaster Avnish already told him his memory of the war. Is there anybody else who would like to say something?
Yes, natural. At that time, all are hurried and worried for what happened and what will be the price of the cost. The things will be rise and your bank account will be zero and your GPF and everything will be zero because government any time any moment he can take your savings and you will spend in the Kargil. So all are in the worriment and will get our food or not. What happened and
Uh,
Probably I would like to add a few bits. So I
yes,
remember I was
Toastmaster.
in Yeah, I remember I was in class 10. So we had ICSE board exams. And around the same time, India had conducted nuclear tests, probably a year earlier. I'm not sure, but somewhere like within a 2-year range, right? So we were very, very happy because India conducted nuclear tests. And our history teacher came into the classroom and said that, India is the fourth biggest superpower because we have gone nuclear. So that was the impact that India created by testing nuclear weapons, and also at the same time, Pakistan reciprocated with a similar nuclear test. So I think the situation was very tense during those 2 years, and obviously Kargil we are talking about. One movie I don't know if all of you have seen, but LOC Kargil is a movie that was released in the year 2000. Obviously, for me, it was a very real time movie because I was reading the news. But basically, it makes a lot of sense to watch that movie today because everyone would get a good perspective. But let's also understand the build up to the Kargil war. There are a few things. Obviously, it depends upon the person to what extent he wants to read, and India-Pakistan relations have always been very dicey. But basically, right since independence of the two nations, they have been at loggerheads, and there have been situations that in the build-up to the Kargil, and one key actor in this is General Parvez Musharraf. So one should read about General Parvez Musharraf and his intentions and what led him to basically do this strike against India. And a lot of it is also related to the the Indo-Pakistan war with with respect to Bangladesh independence. So very interesting narratives. And if someone would also like to, I can suggest a good video on this. There's a seasoned journalist from Pakistan. His name is Najam Sethi. So just get his videos on YouTube, very short and interesting videos, wherein he explains the Pakistani side of things on why they conducted it. And a lot of blame is on the Pakistan army because they never let a democratic government work out there. So that's what I can say. Thank you.
That was an interesting narrative, Toastmaster Akshat. Toastmaster Avnish, you have something quick to share?
Yeah, so apart that remembrance of Kargil War, I can also remember that as I was in Noida that time, and Noida is very near to Delhi, right? And I remember that Delhi was in a danger zone that time, and we used to switch off our lights in the evening. That is my memory, one more memory of Kargil War. So there was an instruction or there was an understanding between all of us. In fact, all our neighbors, and the area was entirely dark in those days that I can remember. That's all.
Nice. So moving ahead, all of you, because of the mainstream movies and narratives, all of you know the contribution of Indian Army. But do you also know that Indian Air Force played a major role in the Kargil War? When Operation Vijay would be impossible without Operation Safed Sagar, which was the code name of the Indian Air Force. So, as I told you, that patrolling teams were being brutally murdered. So the troops that were sent towards Kargil it is simple. Pakistani army, who are disguised as militants, were on a position which was pretty much better for them. They had the advantage of height, so they were somewhere on the hill. And when we were escalating, they could easily spot us, and they were continuously killing our troops, which led to a lot of bloodshed. Now, to avoid this, we had no idea how many people were there on the top, how many bunkers uh, were there occupying, and how many vehicles, how much ammunition. We had no idea about anything. So now, to deal with this, a lot of brainstorming happened, and we decided to pitch in the Indian Air Force. Now, Indian Air Force started operations of Faith Sagar, where the primary aim was to understand how many enemies were situated in our respective parts of the LOC. So an aircraft called Cranberra, which was a recce aircraft, was sent. So the job of Cranberra was just to go on a sortie, click pictures, and send the pictures back so that we have an idea. When Cranberra was taking the recce sortie, we had an idea that the entire Batalik sector, Dras sector, Tiger Hill, which are major and important peaks in the Kargil sector, were occupied. So when the Cranberra was sent on a recce, that was shot down, but there was no loss of aircraft. We could still manage to bring it back to the base. So now that we had an idea about the intensity of the war, we still did not know exact number and exact strength of the army. So first we started deploying helicopters. So when helicopters were there on recce sorties, they were continuously being shot down. That was when the Chief of Air Staff decided to deploy fighter jets. So fighter jets started going to the disputed area, and they started bombing the ports, and they started coming back. On 27th of May, two fighter jets, MiG-21 and MiG-27, were sent to Batalik sector, and they were by the people who were by the army, which was there in the Batalik sector. So the pilot of MiG-21, Flight Lieutenant Ahuja, tried to eject, but then he could not survive. The reports claim that he was murdered he was alive when he ejected, but then he was eventually murdered. But then the pilot of MiG-27, Flight Lieutenant Nachiketa, who was a resident of Andhra Pradesh, he safely ejected, but he fell on that side of the LOC, which was a Pakistani territory. He was taken as the prisoner of war. And then after a few days, he was eventually released. He was from a unit which was called Wolfpack. And then his family was tensed. Everybody in the unit was supporting each other. But his mother was confident that my son is going to come back. And eventually, Flight Lieutenant Nachiketa was released by the Pakistani army, and he came back to India, and he described this experience. When he was asked to describe this experience of being a prisoner of war in another country, he simply said death would have been an easier option. That was something which was endured by people during the war. Now, when things were going out of control, we had an idea about the number of people who were occupying our post. Now it was time to act. So after a lot of negotiation, Mirage 2000 came into action. Now Mirage 2000 is an aircraft that has a very good facility of laser guided missiles. That means Mirage 2000 can fly to very high altitudes, and it can drop missiles with the precision of a laser light. So that was deployed, and because of this, lot of posts have been cleared, and a lot of people were killed, lot of enemies were killed, and we managed to clear up so many places. Now, after this, the Indian Air Force carried close to 4,000 sorties, and these sorties included recce sorties, where you find out the position of your enemy. These also included sorties where food and ammunition was transported, where soldiers were transported from the nearest bases to the Kargil sectors, and eventually the dead bodies of the soldiers who lost their life, who made the supreme sacrifice, were also sent back by the Indian Air Force. So Indian Air Force and the Operation Safed Sagar was the backbone of Operation Vijay. This played a major role and it helped us win the war. Now we'll talk more about these, but before that, let us now go ahead with the second and the most interesting segment of a Toastmasters meeting, the table topic segment. Now, to conduct this table, before I call upon the table topic masters, I would like to call upon the general evaluator who will lay down the objectives of the table topics. So, Toastmaster Anurag, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Whenever we are thinking on our feet, we have to say something. We just need to prepare on the spot. And table topic is just about that. Thinking, speaking, and speaking in a way that it's effective and it's like a speech on your feet either in an elevator or with a person. So today we have experienced Toastmaster Shobhit, who has been our division director as well, who's very friendly Toastmasters. He's from Prayagraj. And in this table topic session, you will have few minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, in which you have to speak about a topic. So I would encourage everyone to participate. So please welcome Toastmaster Shobhit.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anurag. Let me begin by sending out apologies. I am on my way, midway somewhere. I just finished an office meet and I'm on my way back home. So there might be some network issues or something, so please bear with me on that. And given that it's a very special topic and a theme today, I would like to sort of congratulate the club and the TMOD for picking it up and instilling all of us with this patriotism and making us go back to the time where all our soldiers fought so bravely. So kudos to the team and the whole setup today. I would also like to sort of mention that the total time for this speech is, and as far as I remember correctly, is 2 minutes. So if the timer can confirm that the green card will be shown at 1 minute, at 1 minute 30 seconds, it will be shown at the yellow card, and the red card will be shown at 2 minutes. And to be qualified, you'd have to wrap up within the next 30 seconds. I hope that understanding is correct. I'm sorry, I tend to get a bit confused on that, so I'm just clarifying on that. Is that correct? Yeah, cool. Thank you so much, Master Anurag. So, since I am, if somebody can guide me with if there are any guests and whom should I look out for? Because to be very honest, this session is tailor-made such that not only the Toastmasters become a part of it, but the guests who have come in make the best of this opportunity to, fight their inhibitions and take up the center stage and speak on that particular topic. But to begin with, I would like to start with a particular Toastmaster so that a premise and an example is set, and then I like to go ahead with a guest. So, if that's okay, who would like to volunteer first? Is there anyone who's willingly gonna step up? That person can either raise their hand or raise a virtual hand so that I can see. Okay, so we have somebody. Okay, we have in fact quite a few of them. Okay, so let me start with. Okay, Anu, let me start with you, and then we have after that I will go to Mohammed and then Noj. So we have the 3 people in line set, right? So your topic for the first table topic. Are you, first of all, can you tell me if you're a Toastmaster or a guest? Sorry, I'm not able to figure that out by your nomenclature.
Yeah,
Anu?
I joined Toastmaster recently. It's
Very
1.5
nice.
months now, close to.
Great, great, great. So thank you so much for taking up the first chance. For you, the topic is, what is Valour for you? Toastmaster Anu? What is Valour for you? What is Valour for you, Toastmaster Anu? Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster. I'm here to grit my teeth to talk about my courage story and the Valour. So I do remember a quote. When parrots talk, they don't fly high. And when eagle is silent, they can fly higher. With that, facing all the odds, In my personal life, I have come across a long way sitting in front of you all to have the zeal of courage and talk in front of everyone. I was as when I was growing up, I was an introvert and I was shy, not able to even face a stranger. My hands would shiver, and I would still remember the instances when any stranger or any guest comes to my home, or if I meet a stranger, I was unable to talk. I would hide under the closet or bed until they leave. But it's only that when we face the practical world, we come to know that we have to survive the odds. And my education, MBA, which I have opted for, was the turning point of my life. There was a soft skills course in that wherein my mentors have realized that to to face me or to show me the direction by hand holding me sometimes or just leaving me ahead to fly on my own. And with that, I say that that is the Valour wherein I can find the odds, face the crowd with determination, face confidently, talk at the public speaking sometimes, but still, I do believe that this continuous learning will help me like an eagle to fly silently, but facing all the odds with the continuous learning. And with this, I hand it over to you, Toastmaster. What is Valour according to you? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anu. I think that was a very smart way and very engaging way of connecting the two thoughts that we are here for. So we are talking about Valour and we're also connecting it with Toastmasters. So thank you so much for that wonderful speech. Okay. The next topic, I've already said it will go to Mohammed. So, Mohammed, a sacrifice that you're proud of. Master Mohammed?
Yes, thank you. Am I invisible for you? Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you. I'd like to thank you for this interesting question regarding what I'm so proud in my life. And one of that, when I sacrifice for something that is hit my destination or lead me directly to the glory. I think we sacrifice a lot in our life. We have to. But the one I would like to draw or highlight to it is that what is affected me more when I had to sacrifice to graduate from the college with higher GPA. At the first semester in my bachelor degree, I had to get some enjoyable time with my friends, but that was unfortunately with awful bad subsequences that I had a drop in my GPA. So I decided at that time to stay away or avert or opt out of a lot of relationship with my friends, just to concentrate during the summer semester to raise up my GPA to the same as before. I did that intensively without any thinking, and I was in a very bad feeling because I lost some of my close friends because they won't accept me. Just I excused to them. I had to study, I had to concentrate, I had to raise up my GPA. By the end of that semester, I had a very good, I had 5 of 5 at that semester. So I raised up my GPA to the very good again. And for that, when I had graduated after 4 years from the college, with that GPA only, I got a good job. So yeah, we had to sacrifice, we had to leave some people they might affect our progress, but just to make our successful or our next journey. By that, I will hand over to you, table of topic master. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Ahmed. I think we all face this, or there is a phase in our lives where we have to take a call between our studies, maybe our friends, a bit of sacrifice in terms of the joy and the fun that we have. And probably in the long term, it really does pay off. So hats off to you for making that sacrifice. Okay. Next, as I had mentioned, I'd like to go to Manoj. Manoj, are you a Toastmaster or a guest?
I am a Toastmaster as well. Thank you.
Very nice. Great. So you'd have to continue this phrase where I stop. Right? I'll put a phrase and you'll have to continue from there. And the phrase is, and since it's a phrase, I'll say it just once. In case it's not clear, I'll repeat, but I'll not go the usual Toastmaster way. I fought like a soldier when dash, dash, dash. I'll repeat it again, just once more in case it's not clear. I fought like a soldier when, and you have to carry it up from there. Over to you, Toastmaster Manoj.
Fellow Toastmasters, guest and table topic master, Toastmaster Sobit Singhal. It reminded me of a story which is way back I've been learned in my English literature, maybe a couple of decades back, about Robert Bruce. I don't know whether you have heard about it. Robert Bruce was a soldier in the World War II, way back in centuries, decades ago, when he was fighting against an army of England. Robert Bruce was a king of Scottish army. He was going against the British army to win that. And after 7 wars between Scottish Ireland and English war, they lose all the 7 wars. Disgusted, gutted, frustrated, Robert Bruce went into a cave to hide against those army. He was losing every war soldiers. Every attacks he's been coming into so purposefully and so forcefully that he has to lose his land. There was a time he was hiding in the cave and he saw a small spider which taught him a lesson about how he can able to win the battle. He saw the spider was trying to climb and weave the twitter on this one. And he figured out that if spider can do it, why can't I do it? He went back with his team, whatever his team got, and rest is history. That's what we all have to learn from the small story about Robert Bruce, how a small spider can teach him a lesson about the fight. Often in life, in work, in your personal life, we just got lose up. We just leave that. We are almost on the edge of the war, edge of the winning thing, and we just give up. How many times we give up? In your work, in your relationships? No, this is not for me. This is not my cup of tea. Or this is not something which I'm made for it. But is that extra edge, the extra mile, are you trying to put up there? The people do go up to the 7 times things, 8 times, 10 times. Look at people like Michael Jordan. Look at people like Novak Djokovic. They have all gone through the phase. So never give up the way Robert Bruce has learned from Spider. With that, over to you, table topic master Sobit Singhal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Master Manoj. I think that was a very motivational expression of how you should push your limits and move ahead. That's a great story. However, I fought like a soldier when, so it wasn't really in that zone, but a lot of things to take away from it. Thank you so much. Now I'd like somebody from the guests, if the Toastmaster of the day or anybody else from the club can help me. Is Pratyush a guest? Because I'd like to give a topic to a guest if that person agrees to come. Pratyush, are you a guest?
You can call me a guest because I was a Toastmaster, but right now I'm not in the fraternity. So you can call me.
You are set apart. Once a Toastmaster, always a Toastmaster. So definitely, okay, I'll go ahead with you. In the meanwhile, I also encourage some of the guests who've come in they should take this opportunity to step up and participate in this, because that is what we're all about. Okay. So, next Toastmaster Pratyush, for you, the topic would be my contribution to my motherland. Yes, Pratyush? Yes, my contribution to my motherland. Yes, Pratyush.
First, I will like to say that I am a businessman by profession. And since the theme of the day is also very patriotic, I cannot say that my contribution can reach that level at any point of my life, because the contribution of those warriors and those heroes are the most important contribution that any country needs. In our business fraternity, I have seen that we merchants or traders has a very good quality for ourselves, but bad quality for the motherland, that we will show the balance sheet with the least amount of profit. We will do this so that we can escape from paying the income tax or any other types of tax that is related to our business. But I will like to say that in my journey of a businessman for last 10 years, whether the amount is less or whether the amount is more, but I have paid the tax. I have never done that bogus or fake things by which I can show that my entity is running at a loss and hence I cannot pay the tax, although I am making huge amount of profit. I can take many names which is doing that, and I will rather like to say that if any person in this virtual podium is listening to me and is hiding his amount of earnings so that he escape from paying tax, then I will say that it is a malpractice. At least we need to pay some amount, because we are doing business in this motherland, in this country. The country is not telling us that you should leave this land and go to some other place. Then why are we saying this to the country, that I don't care whether you are my mother or not, but I will not give you your right. Mother deserves right from his son or his daughter. Thank you, and over to you, Table Master.
Thank you so much. I'd also like to ask if we have more time at hand. Can we go ahead? Should we wrap it up here? If the timer or say can do that, or maybe Toastmaster, if you can help me. Do we have more time?
Yeah, maybe you can take just one last one.
Last one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I see it. So it's quite unfortunate. Can the to know the guest can motivate someone? At least one guest should speak. I'm sorry, I'm pushing for this. But yeah.
I see only one person, unknown person is Satish K. I'm not sure if he's a guest or a Toastmaster. Satish,
Okay.
can you unmute? If not Satish, then we can go with.
If you're listening to us, if you can unmute yourself. Okay. Then in that case, I would go with Toastmaster. Sir, how are you? Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, sir, for you, the topic is some wise words for my fellow countrymen. Given your experience and the kind of life you've seen and lived, what are some wise words that you would tell your countrymen? Toastmaster Tarachan, over to you. Sir, you can mute if you have started speaking. We can't hear you.
So greetings of the day. Thank you for inviting me for this table topics. as a senior citizen, I have lot of messages to the whole nation. Nowadays, we are more talking about nationalism and patriotism. Once Tagore told that when you become more patriotic, you are losing the wider view of the world and you are becoming narrow-minded. Like that, people in each country are trying to restrict their interest and they are creating stories to propagate the nationalism all over the world. This sort of narrow nationalism will spoil the humanity in a long run. So, first of all, this narrow nationalism and patriotism should be abandoned. That is one of the small message I want to convey. That's all. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, sir. I think these are some valuable lessons, and we pick it up from the wisdom that has been gathered over the years. So, thank you so much for sharing those words of wisdom. And with that, I would conclude the table topic session and hand it over back to the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Madam TMOD. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. Toastmaster Shobhit. In the meantime, the Tech Master will be releasing the polls for the best table topic speaker. Now, I was just talking about Operation Safed Sagar, where we successfully managed to trace our enemy positions. We got the coordinates. The soldiers were transported from their respective army bases to these sectors, Batalik, Dras, and Tiger Hill. The battle was going on there was a full-blown battle that was going on, and attention of both the countries, not just both the countries, the entire world was towards Kargil. Now, during this time, it was extremely important for us to work on a few more things. Now, can somebody among you tell me what is the most important thing you need when you are fighting a war? Anybody?
Courage.
Sorry?
Courage.
Courage, yes. But when I talk about materialistic things, anyone?
Sacrifice.
Equipments, food, shelter.
Correct. Exactly, Toastmaster Anurag, you're there. Now, the most important thing in order to win a war is logistics. There is a saying in Forge that says, and saying in the forces that says, you win a war only if your logistics is perfect. So now, as Pakistan usually gets constant help from some not so friendly nations in and around, so it was the job of India to distract and divert the attention, create some terror, and most importantly, block the sources of ammunition, equipments, and other things. This was an internal operation that was conducted by the Indian Navy. Not many people know about this. This is called Operation Talwar. Now, as a part of Operation Talwar, 33 combat ships were deployed in the Arabian Sea, where they did an amazing job. They did not let one ship go out of Karachi port, and they did not even let a single ship enter Karachi port. Now, because of this, Pakistan was facing shortage of fuel. There were no proper ammunitions from the neighboring countries. This was a very big indication of an economic crisis, a recession that could probably happen. So now the easiest route to transport anything is sea route, because if you want to fly things down, then you have to cross India in order to get something from China or any other place. You have to cross India. So Indian Air Force was already on high alert. Land was not possible, and the sea routes were also blocked. Now, when all of a sudden, if a nation deploys 33 combat ships on the sea, some submarines inside, and the naval aviation sorties were also constantly happening, the enemy nation was expecting something from the Indian Navy, and that led to conflict in their attention. They were also deploying people near the port so that they can be ready if something happens here. That was how soldiers near the Kargil were decreased in number, and this was a very big advantage to us. Now, because of Operation Talwar, later the Prime Minister of Pakistan admitted that they were left with fuel that would only last for 6 days to run entire Pakistan and also support a war, which was close to impossible, because if two things are happening simultaneously, and after 6 days they would be left with close to no fuel. So this was one big contribution. This was one big, very important mission. If not for Operation Talwar, we might have not been victorious in the Kargil War. So this was the contribution of Indian Navy. I spoke about the contribution of Air Force and Navy. All of you know about the contribution of Army, but do you know that there is another entire aspect which provided support system to all the soldiers who were fighting there for us? Any ideas? If you are a soldier who is on a border, where do you get your support system from? Where do you get your morale from?
Villagers.
From the families. Correct. So the wives, kids, families, parents of these soldiers played a major role. They were forced to act strong. They were forced to be very courageous, despite their hearts crumbling down into pieces. Most of the spouses of the army officers and soldiers who were deployed were usually teachers or homemakers back then, because of the constant postings. They had kids to manage, they had parents to manage, they had an entire household to run. And despite all of this, they still acted very brave in front of their kids, because it was very difficult to explain this to a 4-year-old that your father is on a mission, which could be a one-way, the train that he just boarded could be a one-way train. He might not come back. There was fear lurking above them all the time. They were constantly glued to the television, wondering what is going to happen next. In this time, women started being self-sufficient. Women in the cantonment started being each other's support system. They learned something new. And there was a sudden thing where women started learning how to drive. They started taking up jobs so that they would be ready for anything. In short, everybody were preparing for the worst. In such cases, the villagers of the, of the villagers where these soldiers belong to, they started reaching out to the families. They started providing support. They started providing things that the families needed. So this was one thing that was a major aspect which boosted the morale of the soldiers who were fighting there, who were there sacrificing their lives. Now, moving ahead, once all of this was done, international attention, Kargil War caught international attention. People all over the world started putting pressure on Pakistan. Pakistan was constantly running out of fuel, ammunition, etc. So this led to culmination of Kargil War. We successfully captured 3 most important places: Batalik sector, Dras sector, and Tiger Hill. We managed to capture Batalik on 9th of June, Tololing on 13th of June, and then eventually on 29th of June, due to international pressure, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif, he asked his army to come back from the Tiger Hill. And because of that, we managed to go to Tiger Hill, and there was a 12-hour-long war without any breaks to recapture Tiger Hill. And once that was done, in the second week of July, Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif decided to withdraw his army from all the posts, and finally, on 26th of July, 1999, we were declared, the entire place of Kargil was declared terrorist-free, and the war successfully culminated. And once the Kargil War was done, people started coming back to their houses, started meeting their families. Everybody who were waiting for these soldiers, they rushed to runways to greet the pilots who were a part of the war. They started going to the railway stations. They started taking puja thals, garlands, flowers, etc., to welcome everybody. But they also saw close to 500 coffins which were wrapped in the tricolor that were being taken to their respective places. So if you ask what cost us, 500 coffins cost us. The freedom that we enjoy is never really free. Now, moving ahead, let us now commence the third segment, that is the evaluation segment. And for that, I would like to call the general evaluator, Toastmaster Anurag. And once this evaluation is done, we'll quickly conclude this theme. Toastmaster Anurag, stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. That was indeed a very interesting, important, and very emotional topic to talk about. All those 500 supreme sacrifices we are talking about that are quite important for us as a country, as a human, and as a person as well. Starting off with first evaluator with the first speech. The first speech was given by Toastmaster Dilip, and his evaluator was Toastmaster Suraj. So please welcome Toastmaster Suraj for the evaluation of first speaker.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Anurag, and once again, very good evening, everyone. So when I was preparing for my icebreaker speech, it was like greeting my teeth. But here I can say Toastmaster Dilip Kumar Verma very effortlessly channelized the energy of nervousness into the energy of good performance. So, Dilip Kumar Verma, you started with greetings, all the audiences here, and you talked a little about your profession, your family, and then you also shared your personal story where you mentioned about stock market, how you read the book Rich Dad and Poor Dad, and you inspired by that book. You created your demat account, and you started having some pieces of advice from some sources. And later on, you shared all the feelings, how you sometimes crumbled and how you pick yourself up throughout the journey. Throughout the speech, I can say that rate of speech was great. And here, a little improvement where I want you to do, that is tonality. For example, you talked about losing money or losing the 50% of value of your stocks. So just try to show that in such a way that even we all can feel that, right? Let the audiences feel that yes, you lost something. So a little, once you start bringing variation in your voice, then definitely we can feel that. And when you speak something like, yes, I lost 50% of value, then yes, we can feel that. I can say that there was constant eye contact, as well as you tried your best to use hand gestures. But I would say that your hand was just like struck somewhere and a little bit you just expanded it. But I want you to free yourself up when it comes to use of your body language. Otherwise, you smiled in between, and your facial expression was to somewhat, it was okay, good. Now, I would say that you need to work upon your power sphere. For example, if you have a line aligning your eyes and your belt, then you have entire area where you can use your entire hand gestures and your body language. Otherwise, it was a great speech. You mentioned that yes, patience is the key. The fundamental analysis is the basic of anything, as mentioned by Warren Buffett, and you showed throughout your story that doesn't matter how much you lose, you can always pick yourself up and move ahead. In summation, I would say that you excelled in terms of conveying your message. And here, only recommendation is that just work a little upon the variation of your voice throughout your speech, and also work a little on your body language. Just try to free up yourself, and that's all. Now, I would wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Suraj. And congratulations to Toastmaster Diri for completing his level 1 project 1. You introduced yourself well. It was a great story, and I love overall part of yours. And my only recommendation, except what Toastmaster Guru, is that you can work a little bit on more on structure as well. So overall structure of the story here in the parts in a sequence would be much better. But overall, I love the part because when I was giving my first icebreaker, I always thought that I need to have a paper, I need to read the things. So from that, listening to the stories that people are giving me the confidence, that's a great part from your end. Coming on to the next table speaker and his evaluator, Toastmaster Dr. Arvinda gave his first speech and his evaluator was Toastmaster Sunil. So please welcome Toastmaster Sunil for evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Arvinda Kumar Sethi, hats off to you. What a speech. You are really a courageous person who has always been ready to grit his teeth. Your speech was genuine and true to your experience. Unlike your story, you concised your story in 3 incidents. How you overcome the fear of bus journey and decided to travel by bus, come what may. And in second incident, you talked about school speech competition. I think speech competition, whatever, I couldn't listen properly what was the competition, but the competition was about to speak, in which you forgot the content and you didn't speak a single word or like this. It took me a walk down the memory lane about my first 2-3 interviews, in which I didn't speak single word. Some of the members knew. And the third incident, in which you faced lot of challenges and still you are facing. And I can relate myself with these challenges because I am also in a semi-government job, and any time I can be transferred to that such far-flung area, and I will have to live away from my family. I can feel what type of challenges you are facing, really. But you managed, you cope with challenges, and your hard work resulted in 2 awards, prestigious awards. And as far as recommendations, as it is an icebreaker speech, I have only 2 suggestions. One is that put the camera parallel to your height, so that your eye contact can become perfect and effective. Second is that you are a good speaker. Trust me, take my word for it. Don't hesitate. Open yourself. You will become a good speaker. Overall, it was a heart-touching, inspiring, and much relatable speech. We carefully listened to you. If you implement these 2 suggestions I mentioned, you will become a good speaker, and your speech could have gone to another level, higher level. Thank you, and I look forward to your next speech. Thank you. Back to General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunil. Dr. Arvinda, indeed, your speech was quite good, and I could see all the efforts you have gone through in creating that many stories and those part of that, all those speeches. So I was listening to those stories and I was thinking, I was completely visualizing what you were talking about. Apart from the recommendations from Toastmaster Sunil, only recommendation is that you can work upon a time-based speech because it was for 4 to 6 minute speech. So if you can time it well by either using a timer or creating a video, you can do much better than the further speeches. But overall, it was quite interesting and it was showing your grit and hard work which you have done to prepare the speech. So kudos to you and congratulations to you for giving your first speech. Toastmaster Sunil, your evaluation was overall a complete one, and your enthusiasm for the evaluation was also quite great. It enlightens, it uplifts the speaker whenever he listens to such praises from your end. So, and that kudos to you on doing that. Moving on to the third speaker, Toastmaster Rakshat. Please welcome Toastmaster Harsh for his evaluation.
First of all, kudos to you, Toastmaster Akshat, for delivering a fabulous speech. I personally believe that this was a moment of grit of teeth for you. First of all, I would like to say it is rightly said that human mind remembers the thing which is sees rather than the thing which he hears. The first thing that I liked in your speech was your body language that you maintained throughout the speech. The way you were using the stage and your hand gestures were commendable. Moving to the next point, talking about your language, I would like to say, I would like to say that you had a good command over language. The next part, moving to the pauses. As I often say, that the great speeches happens between the pauses. The pauses that you had taken while delivering your speech was amazing. Moving to the recommendation parts, uh, during the inception part of your speech, I would suggest that try to use your speech with a personal anecdote or an engaging question. Throughout while listening to your speech, I was not able to find the question. So that was a missing part in your speech for me. Moving to the next part. In the middle part, you said you studied from City Montessori School. And after that, you just moved ahead. I personally feel that you could have added some incidents in relation to it. The same goes with your 1 year executive course that you had taken from IIM Lucknow. There were some but I personally feel that you do not need to talk about that. As it was, as this speech was your opportunity for you to introduce yourself to the audience. So the objective of the speech was not able to fulfill, in my opinion. The last but not the least, during the ending phase, you also said one line, "Pink pajama floating on the red pot," which the meaning of which you explained that Indian women doing great in Indian politics. So this, with the help of this line, you could frame the personal story, or you could relate it yourself. So overall, moving to the overall part, it was a great speech. Just need to work on your eye contact, inception part, and personal examples. It would then after these recommendations, it would have become a memorable one. I would suggest to write this speech again. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hirsch. Toastmaster Akshat, first of all, congratulations on completing level 1 project 1 and giving your first speech. Giving your first speech is always special. So you were articulative, you had a great voice modulation, you had a good story, you were confident. So overall, you are already a good speaker as of now. Only recommendation apart from Toastmaster Harsh was said that you can work a little bit on structure, little bit on overall connectedness of the topics. So overall structure, if you do better, your speeches would be much better. Overall, you're already a great speaker. In the first speech itself, I could see you are a great speaker. And regarding the redoing the speech, maybe you can do once again, but overall, I don't see a need for the repetition of the speech. Overall, I can say your level 1 project 1 was complete. Now let us move towards our tag team. And starting off with timer of the day, Toastmaster Manvi. Please welcome Toastmaster Manvi for her evaluation.
Thank you so much, Journal Evaluator. May I please request you to call me at the last and need a little time to prepare my report? Is
Sure.
it possible?
Sure,
Thank you so
sure.
much.
Toastmaster Jatin, are you prepared as of now for the report?
I can go after. I think we do it in the reverse order here. So we do listener, grammarian, accountant, then timer, so that timer can also time every other role player.
Okay, okay. So let's start with the listener for the day, and that's Toastmaster Avnish. Please welcome Toastmaster Avnish.
I'm a general evaluator. So let me check your listening skills. Question 1. What was the name of the lieutenant who was sent along with 5 Indian soldiers to the place where the conflict began?
Captain Vijay.
No. So he was lieutenant. What was the name of the lieutenant?
Saurabh?
Nachiketa.
Lieutenant Saurabh Kalia, yeah. I think Jatin, you said. Yeah.
Yes, I said Saurabh. That's what I remember.
Correct. Then, what was the operation of Indian Air Force during Kargil War? What was the operation name of Indian Air Force during the Kargil War?
Talwar, Operation Talwar,
No.
Operation Vijay.
No. I think someone else who said Safed.
I said.
But that was Safed Sagar was Air Force operation. Okay.
Yes.
It was Air Force operation. So the overall operation name was Operation Vijay. And the operation performed by the Air Force was Operation Safed Sagar. Then next question, which small insect inspired Robert Bruce to not give up?
Spider.
Correct. Which operation was carried out by the Indian Navy during the Kargil War of 1999? Which operation was carried out by the Indian Navy during the Kargil War? Shall I repeat it again? It's clear. So, what was the operation name carried out by the Indian Navy in the Kargil War?
Operation Talwar.
Right. Yes. Operation Talwar. So, the overall operation's name was Operation Vijay. The Air Force operation name was Operation Safed Sagar, and the operation carried out by Indian Navy was Operation Talwar. Okay, and now the next question. What was the initial book that Toastmaster Dilip Verma read when he began his stock market journey?
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Correct. Then, what was the number of stories told by Toastmaster Arvindo during his speech?
3.
3, correct. In which grade Toastmaster Akshat Pandey was at the time of Kargil War?
10th
10.
grade.
Correct. And the last question. Complete the saying shared by TM Toastmaster Dilip Verma. Software gives you respect, but hardware gives you. Question mark. Software gives you respect, but hardware gives you
Power.
power. Yes. So that was all from me. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster, listener Avnish. Now let us move forward. Grammarian for the day, and that is Toastmaster Jatin.
Please let me know once my screen is visible. All right. So for today's report, Kramira's report, I have, okay, I think I already mentioned the word and phrase of the day, so I don't need to repeat that. But I would start the inception of my report without having to grit my teeth because of so many splendid usages that we had in today's meeting. So the first, let's talk about good usages. Starting with Toastmaster Vijay Vaishnavi, who chose the title of her theme, which is Option Vijay, Tales of Valor, where valor is a noun which means strength of mind in regard to danger. She also had other good usages like ammunition, victorious, lurking, culmination. Since the theme has not culminated yet, I expect more such usages. But before moving ahead, I have to tell that she was always on high alert, and with her theme making her heart crumble to pieces at times, the kind of emotional stories that she shared. General evaluator Anurag mentioned an alliteration which was supreme sacrifices. He also appreciated the evaluators and the speakers who showed their grit and hard work and uplifted them with their evaluation. The speech evaluator, Suraj, he mentioned an anaphora, which channelized the energy of nervousness into the energy of good performance, which basically means usage of the same word at the beginning of two separate sentences or clauses. So that's a good usage there. In its essence, his evaluation was as mesmerizing as the word that he used. Speaker Akshit, while his icebreaker was not imperative in any way, but he did had splendid usages in cohort phenomenal perspective, and also explained us the difference between and the benefits of having oral versus oral skills. In the build-up to his speech, we were not at loggerheads with it at all. So then we could move on to topics master Shobit, who had utilized words like inhibitions, premise, and nomenclature, but he did encourage the speakers by giving hats off to them and stepping up in his words of wisdom, which again is an alliteration. Table topic speaker mentioned fighting the odds. Manoj used a form of alliteration in rule of three, which is called consonance, by using disgusted, gutted, and frustrated by repetition of the sound uttered or tud, whatever you may call that. Subsequently, we had speech evaluator Harsh, who gave a fabulous and memorable evaluation. And table topic Satish had another alliteration in terms of narrow nationalism. Also, speech evaluator Sunil mentioned the speaker was courageous, while he ensured that the speaker takes his word for it by also giving the meaning of that phrase, which means trust in. For areas of improvement, I have classified into very few categories. So first being subject work agreement. GD and PI, group discussion, personal interview, is not a singular form. I treat it as plural, so the verb should be used there is are and not is. So are a thing. GD and PI. Same thing goes for skills. Should be are greatly enhanced. Not we has, we have, because we is a plural form. Many names which is doing, no, many names of people who are doing, or many names who are doing this, again plural form, so you have to use are as a verb first of all. Now this great speeches happen in between pauses. That was a really good phrase, but I mentioned it here because it was the way it was used was not in agreement. It should have, but this is the correct form. So either you could say great speeches happen in between pauses, or say great speech happens in between pauses. Either way. Redundancies, there were certain redundancies while we speak, basically because maybe we are rushing to express our thoughts. So first of all, in terms of adverb, not raised up my GPA, just raised my GPA or increased my GPA. The article, you don't use the definite article the in front of a proper noun until it's very specific, like the United States of America. Other than that, it should be just near whatever. Preposition not supporting to me, but supporting me. And job of India is sounds slightly crude. Should be India's job. Plural. It should not be every attacks, but every attack. Not audiences. Audience. Verb again redundancy. They were to be free yourself. To free yourself, because free to free is also already a form of is a verb, but I forgot what was that form. Transitive. Intransitive form of the verb. Throughout your speech, not throughout my listening to your speech. That is unnecessary. I can relate myself with. The subject is already present, so you do not need to repeat it with an object. You can just say I can relate with. And the word overall was used a lot overall in that. So that's why I mentioned as a redundancy. Verb tense, they were not an agreement. It should not be have not remembered, did not remember. Or my time comes, my time came, have been working for some years, and then because it was in past tense, because then the speaker went on to do something else, it should have been had worked for or worked for. He figured out, he figured out, because it was being spoken in past tense. Miscellaneous, it's more safe is acceptable, but a better and more formal form is, or the correct comparative form is safer. And lastly, in this time, you should add what was missing was of what, in this time of something, in this time of war, in this time of etc., or during this time, if you don't want to add that additional thing. Or in terms of usage of word and phrase of the day, inception was used once by Dilip, and I just pitched it in just before my report. Gritting one's teeth was used once by Dilip, Anu, Suraj, and Harsh, and twice by Sunami. That's it for my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jatin. Now let us move towards our counter for the day, and our counter for the day was Toastmaster Dev. Please welcome Toastmaster Dev.
Thank you, General Evaluator. I will share my report right now. Is my screen visible to you all? Can anyone confirm?
Yes.
Thank you. As the Toastmaster Avnish took use 3 short pauses, 1 long pause, and filler word so 2 times. And as presiding officer, Toastmaster Archita used 2 hours only and 1 filler word so only. So kudos to you on that. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vaishnavi used 3 hours in total session, overall session. In G introduction, Toastmaster Anurag took 2 hours and 1 filler word so. In timer introduction, Toastmaster Manvi didn't took any filler words, so kudos to you on that. In our counter introduction, Toastmaster Dave took 2 hours and in grammarian introduction, Toastmaster Chatin took 1 hour, 1 short pause, and 2 filler words, so like. And listener introduction, Toastmaster Avnish didn't took any filler words, so kudos to you on that. Speaker 1, Toastmaster Dilip took 1 hour, 1 short pause, and used filler words so 5 times. And in speaker 2, Toastmaster Arvind took 5 plus hours and used filler words so like in you. Speaker 3, Toastmaster Akshat took 4 hours, 1 short pause, and used filler words so you know. In table topic session, Toastmaster Sobit took 3 hours and used so word 4 times in overall. And Toastmaster Anu took 3 hours and so 2 times. Toastmaster Muhammad took 2 hours. Toastmaster Manoj took only 2 filler words, so kudos to you on that. Gas Pretios took 4 hours and 2 filler words, so and that 3 times, 2 times. Gasetis took only 3 hours. And as we move on to evaluation session, speech evaluator Toastmaster Soros took 3 hours and 2 filler words like so. Speech evaluator Toastmaster Harsh took 5 hours and filler words that so 3 times. And listener introduction in wait, wait. And in listener remote Toastmaster Avnish took 3 hours and rest I will share my report in the chat box so you all can take notes in the end. Thank you and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dev. That was a detailed report. Now let us move towards timer for the day, and which is Toastmaster Manvi.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. I will not come on camera because I know after seeing my report, many might want to kill me. So I'd want to hide my face today. And I'll be sharing my screen now. So starting from the very starting, Saturday Dance Toastmaster Avnish took 4 minutes 47 seconds. PO took 1 minute 43 seconds. Coming to TMOD, I noted the timing in different parts. That was in the starting, she took 5 minutes 42 seconds. Before prepared speeches, she took 2 minutes 50 seconds. Before table topics, she took 10 minutes 22 seconds. And before evaluation, she took 8 minutes and 23 seconds. So in total, till now, she has taken 27 minutes and 17 seconds. Coming to the introductions part, to all the general evaluator and tag team taggle role players, please note these were the timings you all took in the introduction of your role. Coming to the prepared speeches, as speaker 1 today took 6 minutes and 16 seconds, speaker 2 took 11 minutes and 13 seconds, speaker 3 took 6 minutes and 47 seconds. That leads to we taking 33 minutes and 19 seconds in the prepared speech part only. Coming to the table topics, these were the table topic timings for all the table topic speakers. There was one overtime that was by guest Mohammed, who took 2 minutes and 38 seconds, and in overall, the table topic session took 20 minutes and 12 seconds. Coming to the evaluation part, all three evaluators can see their timings and everyone was on under time. Though there were few almost on the borderline, so please make note this might lead to disqualification in future. So try to wind up as soon as you see the red. In evaluations, we took 13 minutes and 37 seconds. Coming to the reports. Till now, listener, grammarian, and accountant took this much time. And till now, journal evaluation session took 29 minutes and 56 seconds. So that was not exactly that was all from my side. We started the meeting at 4:08 and we are already over time. That is 6 minutes and 13 seconds. So I request everyone whosoever saw your timings in red and whosoever saw that you took a little over than what you were allotted, I'll request everyone to please make note of the timer cards that we share and be on time, because in Toastmasters we can go over time, but in life, in interviews, in presentations, this might lead to financial harms, job harms, and many multiple harms. So try to be in time, and this will help you in personal life as well. So that was all from my side. As the timer of the meeting, journal evaluator, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manvi. That was indeed quite a detailed report, because I was expecting the timing for the speakers and table topics, but that was timing for everything. So that is quite an interesting thing to look for. Now, my report as a general evaluator, I would start with our counter with his timer, grammarian and listener, and our counter for the tag team for the day. Our timer, Toastmaster Manvi have introduced everything in detail. The report was complete. Overall, from my end, there's no recommendation as of now. For our counter, Dev Prashar, your introduction was good. Overall, your report was complete. One recommendation would be that why we are using our counter. You have to explain a little bit more and how we can improve upon that. You have to focus on that as well, because more often than not, we always think why we for the guests and for the even Toastmaster who are starting, they think that why we are even having our counter report. So if you can focus on that as well, that would be a great part. Grammarian Toastmaster Jatin, your complete report was complete, very detailed and to the point for everyone, and that was quite a good way in which you can explain everything. One small recommendation, similar to Dev, that you can also give us some bits that way in which we can improve our grammar as well. Overall, it was quite a detailed report. We got to know many things about grammar today. So that kudos to you on that. Let's come to listener, Toastmaster Avnish. Your questions were on the point. We were stuck somewhere that okay, we know this, but oh no, we don't know this. We are thinking we are on our feet. One small recommendation would be that you can focus a little bit more on your energy part. So if you are talking to the audience, you can say, okay, what do you think? Think about it. Is that the right answer? So it a little bit more interactive and more energy part you can focus on. That will take listening session to the next level. Am I audible? Because my feed is stuck. Am I audible? I'm not audible.
You are audible, but your video is stuck. It's frozen.
Okay. Let me check. Okay, my voice is clear. Is my voice clear?
It is clear as of now, yes.
I think there's a network issue.
I believe the journal evaluator dropped off, so I'll take this time to launch all the polls that were left, and we'll be launching the polls now. I request everyone to please vote. We'll not go on with the best prepared speech, but we'll be launching the polls for the best table topic speakers first, and the polls are on your screen now. I'll be ending the poll in next 5 seconds. And we got the majority for the best table topic speaker. Going to the best evaluator, I request everyone to please vote. The options were Toastmaster Suraj, Toastmaster Sunil, and Toastmaster Harsh. One vote left. Okay, we got the majority. Going to the next poll, that is for best Eagle Eye role player, that is Stagger Team, Timer, Accounter, and Grammarian. We got the majority. The last poll that I'll be launching is for the best Lionheart role player, that is TMOD, TTM, and General Evaluator. And we got the majority. That was all from my side, being the tech master. Journal evaluator is there, but I believe he's not connected to the audio. So TMOD, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manvi. In the meantime, let me quickly wind it up by saying those 500 lives we lost was the price we paid to see this day. Many mothers lost their sons, young ladies were widowed, little kids were orphaned. Those who safely came back to their houses had battle scars. When I say battle scars, I don't talk about scars on their body. I'm talking about the scars on their hearts. Those men lost their fellow comrades, not just comrades, brothers. Brothers who decided to save them and sacrifice their own lives. At the end of the day, all of them who lost their lives are people like us, people like you and me. But the only difference is they were soldiers who put their motherland and service before themselves. They put all of us before themselves. They chose to live a life less ordinary. They knew that their sacrifice would not go in vain. So, on this occasion of 25 years of Kargil Vijay Divas, let us all be the citizens worth fighting for. Because we don't know them all, but we owe them all. With this, I would like to thank you all for giving me this opportunity, and I would like to hand over the stage back to the presiding officer. Our general evaluator would like to say something. So, general evaluator, glad to have you back. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashnavi. So one small recommendation for me that whenever you are attending a meeting, always keep your mobile data in check, because if it's not a Wi-Fi, it can go. Okay, so let me quickly check have you listened till the grammarian part, my evaluation? Was I audible at that point of time? My evaluation about the grammarian?
Yes.
Anyone? Okay, fine. So as I said, Toastmaster Jatin, it was a great and detailed visual report, and there were multiple things to look forward, that okay, this I can do, this I can do, and reports. I was taking note of multiple things. One small recommendation is, you can say that how we can improve our grammar. Some recommendations would go a long way. I have already evaluated the speakers, but I have not evaluated their evaluators. So starting off with Toastmasters, Suraj, your introduction was good, your evaluation was good. Just one small recommendation is that always, once you are evaluating for a speaker who's in a start, and that is for all the evaluators, that you have to focus more on recommendation as compared to recommendations, because this is the time we are building the confidence in the speaker. So focus more on commendation part so that he can be improved. Toastmasters Sunil, evaluator too, has done that beautifully, because he has elaborated on multiple things that what he liked about the speech. So kudos to Toastmaster Sunil for evaluating properly on that part. Toastmaster Harsh, your evaluation was a detailed one, and your part of everything going into the details of the speech was good. Also, just focus on more on commendation as compared to recommendation in the start of the speech, because it will build up the confidence for the speaker at the start. Coming on to the table topics, kudos to Toastmaster Shobit. I think he's not there, but overall, it was a great initiative taking the table topic at the last part. Only recommendations was that for everyone is that once you are introducing a speaker in a table topic, you have to say name, topic name. That provides a clarity as well. We could see the confusion at the end. For example, if you are introducing Toastmaster Anu and her topic is what is valid to you, you can say what is valid to you, Toastmaster Anu. Toastmaster Anu, what is valid to you? So that is a formal introduction even in the table topic, and that removes a lot of that gives you a lot of clarity to everyone. So that avoids any confusion. Overall, it was a great table topic according to the theme, and everything was perfect. Meeting in general, we started a little bit late, approximately 8 minutes late, and Toastmaster Archita has done the presiding officer address. Her video, if would have been on, that would be great. But overall, it was a great, proper introduction. Toastmaster Sergeant Arms started off with the personal story and also a story about Captain Vijay, which was a good part. One small recommendation for essay is that he was not looking at the camera, so that recommendation can be taken, that you have to look at the camera when you are talking about essay, because whole point of essay is to engage the audience at the start, make them wake up when they are coming to the meeting. So more energy, more looking into the camera, that would go a long way. Now, last but not the least, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. What an amazing storyteller you are. Your audience interaction, your topic, everything was on the point. And once you are delivering the topic, I was thinking why I haven't thought about those topics, because we usually take a monotonous topic in the T modes of the day, but your topic was quite relatable, quite enjoyable, and quite well, things to look for. I mean, you are a great storyteller. Your eye contact was good. Your depth of the topic was also good. I got to know many things which I didn't knew before. So my time was well spent over here. So overall, it was a great team mode session. It was a great meeting in general. Now, I would like to hand the stage back to Toastmaster of the Day, or sorry, presiding officer of the day, which is Toastmaster Archita. Toastmaster Archita is there. Or Toastmaster Shubham can go ahead with his address at the end.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Indra, and thank you so much for such a great evaluation and a thorough evaluation. And yeah, I'm back again. Sorry for the starting thing. I was not able. Am I audible? Like, is my network okay?
You're
Toastmaster
audible.
Avnish, Toastmaster Anurag, is my network okay? Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So first, let me. I will go to the guest afterwards. First, let me know from the speakers. The first time speakers from the icebreakers. Where are they? Toastmaster Arvinda, how was your experience? It was your first speech. Okay.
Yes, it's fine. I'm fine,
How
fine.
was it like? Did you like it? Like facing the audience first time, giving such a long speech? Just share your experience.
Uh, I have get comment from the Anurag and Archita. So little bit confident so that so I don't know what to do and what is the icebreaker. I have not attended. So from get back from the feedback from previously before going to speech my icebreak. So thank you to Anurag and Archita.
Well, great, Toastmaster Arvinda. And what about you, Toastmaster Dilip? How was it?
Yeah, thank you. So I learned, I was learning that how to write a speech. So what are the script was there, what are the project files were there. Those helped. Jatin helped me reviewing the speech. So it was a great learn answers. Thank you. Over to you.
Great. We'll love to hear you more. And there is our third speaker, Toastmaster Akshat. How was it, Toastmaster Akshat?
Yes, it was excellent. I think the moment someone mentioned to me that you need to prepare for an icebreaker, it put a lot of positive stress, I would say. Like, you need to prepare for it. So far, so good. And the kind of feedback that is being given to all speakers, I think that would be really helpful in shaping up the next few sessions.
Right. What we get feedbacks. Really, it was very nice. I heard your speech, and for the speech, is great. Now let's move to the guest. I can see guest Anu. How was the meet? Did you enjoy it? Like, how was
Yeah,
it?
thank you. Yes, it was a great learning for me and uh, getting a clarity on the topics. It was good meeting people around. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anu. We hope to see you more. And you see, the Toastmaster Kumar was there, I guess. He left. Okay, so Toastmaster Jatin for the certificate. Are they ready? Okay, so for the certificates, can you please, like, I'm using my phone, so great if you will know that, do that. Thank you.
Do you want me to announce as well? Shubham? I think he's frozen. Okay. I'll take the privilege to do that. So the first category that we have is the best prepared speaker of the day, for which we did not have a poll because of some disqualifications over time. So by default, we have the best speaker, prepared speaker for today is Toastmaster Dilip Verma. Congratulations to you. Toastmaster Dilip, if you could raise your hand, virtual hand, and or virtual hand rather. Yes. So that someone can take a screenshot. Manvi, would you be able to do that? Would you be able to do that? Are we good, Manvi, or whoever is taking the screenshot? Okay, thank you. Next category we have is best speech evaluator. We had 3 names in there: Suraj Kumar, Sunil Gupta, and Harsh Rai. And the best speech evaluator for the day is a tie between Suraj Kumar and Harsh Rai. Congratulations to both of you. Suraj has dropped off, but Harsh, can you please raise your virtual hand? Oh, okay. Shubham is back. So I can just narrate and you can take a screen. I could be removed from Spotlight and this screenshot can be taken with the president. Okay.
You can continue.
Yeah. The next category that we have is
Right, PP Toastmaster.
we can't hear you, so you better just stay there with the video turned on and I'll do the narration. Okay. Next category we have is for the best table topic speaker. Any guesses there? We have
Manoj.
Anu says Manoj, Arvindas ji says Manoj. So since there are two names, another is Manoj. Congratulations to Manoj, but I think he's not there either. We will pass on the certificate to him. Then we have the best Eagle Eye role player of the day. And that is me. Thank you for giving me the honor. Last but not least, the best Lionheart role player of the day is none other than the spearhead of today's meeting, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. If you can turn on your video for one more time and be spotlighted so that we could take screenshots of your Operation Vijay of becoming the best Lionheart role player. All right. That's it. Thank you. Back to you, Shubham.
Well, congratulations to all the winners. And rest of them, the speakers, really did a great job. And with this, let's move to the towards the end. And I hand over the stage to our associate, Toastmaster Avnish, for adjourning the meet. If I'm audible.
Thank you, President Toastmaster. Thank you all Toastmasters and guests. The meeting is adjourned.